Watch the Mysteries of Existence channel for divine enlightenment. To know more about yourself, the physical and subtle aspects of the universe, and the source of all that is.
This is a message brought to you by the Harbinger of the Last Covenant, His Grace, Iyke Nathan Uzorma, author, Archbishop, University Chancellor, scholar in extraterrestrial research, professor of Christian education at St. Thomas-A-Backet University, England, recipient of Nelson Mandela Excellent Leadership Award in Africa, former living Grand Master in the Order of Terrestrial and Astral Hierarchy, amongst others.
Viewers, you are once again welcome to this platform. We are still in the same setting, and we call up on the moderator to direct the question and answer section.
Thank you, Daddy.
You are blessed.
Amen. I would like to call on Elder Shadrach to continue with his questions from the last point we stopped.
All right. Thank you, sir, for the privilege to come up once again to ask this last question. So, in regards to the expositions you made, still on the extraterrestrials, you made mention that the Pleiadians and the Archbishops warred with the Draconians. My question is, does that in a way have any effect in our planet as a whole? Does it have any effect in the chosen ones, or is there anything that we could benefit from? Does it have like a benefit to those ones that are in light, or what effect does that have in our planet as a whole? Yes.
Anyway, let me put it this way. You have heard that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's not like saying World War in Europe and other places. Did it affect our world? It affected people in different ways. Any war, any major war of such advanced races of humanoids in the galactic system will definitely affect different solar systems within the galaxy and different planets. Are you not seeing war here on Earth today? Even in the Bible, did you not read that there was war in heaven? It is written in the book of Revelation that there was war in heaven. Michael fought with the dragon, and the dragon fought. And so many things happened. So, yes, I mentioned the war, the 600,000 years war. 600,000 years. Almost a million years war. Between the Pleiadians and the Archbishops were on one side. These advanced races of humanoids. Their offshoots are on Earth, still on Earth. Even this Earth, you see, today. You see, the Archbishops and the Pleiadians were on one side, and they fought against the Draconians. You see, the Draconians happen to be a set of human advanced extraterrestrial intelligences that feed on pen. So are you not seeing people today feeding on pen? Somewhere it is said as above, so below. As above, so below. Okay, for instance, let me tell you now. Do you think that the people of this world, do you think they understand the mystery of the terrorists fighting the earth? Yes. Do you think they know the mystery? They can only talk within the range of security world, government world, and all those things. They will not talk. Even the terrorists themselves. The terrorists themselves will not. All they have their geology, the propensity to kill. They will never know what is pushing them to do all this. But the central thing is that those that take pleasure in pain, they are somewhere. In pain of others. People are living their normal life, peaceful life. You bounce on them. Remember the names that were mentioned. The Pleiadians joined hand forces with the Archbishops. They stood on one side. And the Draconians stood on one side. It wasn't that the battle lasted, the bishop-elect, are you hearing me? For 600,000 years. So that is it. So we see, on Earth today, we still fight. You see somebody that will see somebody now. as soon as you see him. That person has done him nothing. But when the person mentions his tribe, he becomes angry. He becomes our people of the white race in this world have gone far ahead of the blacks to conquer so many of those things. You see to that. So that's the thing. We cannot be here and be telling you where many religions come from into this world. These things are not the way they appear in the thought, in the physical. There are many things happen. But let me tell you, whatever that brings pain on human being in this world, is on a different layer of reality. So, at least, even if you don't know about the war between those advanced intelligences, at least from the Bible you have heard about there was war. No, did the Bible mention how many weeks or months or years it lasted?
No.
And what is the psychology of war? You think if the dragon didn't believe that he can have victory, he would have entered the war? He would escape and look for a way to make peace. Say, I don't want the war. He thought he would conquer the Archangel Michael. And even if you go into if we are here to write a book about that war, it's deeper than what we are just preaching in religious terms. That war, that is, before that war, there were 48 points, 48 strongholds established in the universe. You see that? And that's when it was because of that war, even as Christ came, that darkness that knew that this Jesus Christ is not be, because not a matter of saying Jesus as if he's a one small man. In the course of that war, they knew that Jesus is the God of gods. Because these things are not based on ordinary, they are highly articulated, based on frequencies, based on the coordination in so many ways. Based that if I succeed in touching this will happen. If I succeed in touching this, did you not hear that dragon drove his tail, took 1/3 of the forces of heaven? You know, when you read it, you think that the people will draw it as a picture, as if it is well, maybe a tail, like one leg like this. No, it's not all those kind of things. These are discussions and negotiations that even convince forces to join forces, convince forces to renounce from forces, to convince forces to betray forces. All these things are called between the forces of light and forces of content. And the final battle is set now. And now it has been decreed that knife and gun will not be used. So I don't want to go into so many of those things. But the chosen ones will watch on this world and see how they be salvaged. I think that will be all for now for you. All right. Yes, any other person?
Yeah, I want to call on Deaconess Brochet for her question.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. My question is, in some of your expositions or discussions, you used to mention that somebody, and if an individual is possessed with the spirit of craft, so, and after some time, that spirit of craft has left that person. So, what brought about the spirits to possess that person in the first place, and why is the spirit leaving that person? What is the person doing that makes the spirit to come and makes the spirit to leave?
Craft is in the inner dimension of reality of man. When somebody is born with something, I don't know whether you are the one I was talking to about somebody that encountered a particular stage, whose craft entered at the age of 6 months in the womb. Yes. So the fetus that was formed, what can you say is done? That the person has done. You understand? So the subject matter of this craft has a different. You see, the battle is fought in the inner world, because people say you don't know how water enter into coconut. Do you know? Yes, So if you say how did the craft live, the battle is also in the spirit. Most of the people that all those things like certain things around you, did I tell you? Have you ever seen me coming to pray for them and shouting that the craft should go? The craft should go? No, because the craft is part of the being. Yeah. If the person is a craft, if the person is from the world of craft, meaning the body, all the fabrics of the being is the craft. Where will the craft go? Use the craft. You see, but if the person is a chosen one, because that's why I didn't understand your question. But let me try to answer the little way. Because if the person is a chosen one, that's a different thing entirely. If it is assumed that we are talking about a chosen one that is a craft, that's a different thing. But if it is, say, because if you are to follow you the way you ask your question, they will say a craft. How does it enter? It enters through so many ways. Through so many ways. Craft. Let me make this point very clear. Craft is a domain and a dominion of the power of darkness, inhabited by many advanced entities. That's the difference between witchcraft and craft. Is that witchcraft is a donation made by different units of certain spirits of darkness. They donate that power to form what's called witchcraft. Then that power now have that power has rules and regulations of how it operates, and certain humans are initiated into that rules or regulation to observe those rules and regulations in order for the spirit, which is witchcraft, to operate. When we say craft, that is not a donation of different spirits. That's a dominion, a domain, and there are entities there. And so, if a craft is being born, though the work of the witchcraft, the work of the craft, they are still the same thing at different layers. But when a craft is born, a craft can be born now, and it's not doing anything. He may not even be attending any meeting, but himself is a craft. If a woman is pregnant, they can push him to put his leg on like this. Maybe say, you are the nurse now. You are a nurse. Maybe somebody puts leg like this on the floor to block that child from coming out. It can happen. Then you marry a craft, whether man or woman, and the worst is that you quarrel with the person. It is written that he that breaketh the hedge. This happens idea. Then just as the thing comes like that, and the chosen one that is coming, they can conduct a battle to plot that thing. As the chosen one is coming, so the craft has come. The parents, nobody didn't see when it. So when it is time to remove it, the battle is done. But there are so many things. You can see a woman now is married to a craft, or a man is married to a woman and a craft. Then I have let me give an example of one particular person. The wife is a craft, himself is not a craft. Himself is a chosen one. And then the craft now comes. The man had been a chosen one until when the craft, when it was time, because of so many factors to battle that, the one that is talking here was involved. And the craft moved from the woman. On the way, that was the day the man went to do memorandum with the woman. I know this is memorandum. Many people don't know there are things that are rules. If I tell because I don't want to bring rule regulation, there are dates that are off record, there are dates that are in record, there are so many things. I don't want to talk a whole lot of things so that they say Habitat has come to the earth to form doctrine. But they know this, they know very, very well. They know off record dates. They know, and that day was not an off record. Ignorance. God himself said, my people are destroyed because of this. So as the man entered this, and now the crowd was living. When somebody is living, packing out of the house, he carry his shoe, carry his wrapper, carry this. As he was carrying, that was it when the man went inside shop. One of them jumped inside the man. So as they all left, the man became a craft. After this, I'm telling you, the man became a craft. First day, second day, after some time, the team, battle was for the team left. High somewhere. After that, I came back. Until 3 times before it was full. These are stubborn spirits. These are stubborn spirits. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because without them, without those spirits, Like I've said that in this episode, probably in the other episode, this word will be a sane word. A sane word. Have you ever, if you look at women, men and women, who have ever experienced love, let them look at how their mind is within the dimension of embellishment. For instance, when you think of a woman that you love, or if possible, the woman think of you in the mood of goodness, look at that dimension of thinking. Now, imagine that dimension of thinking spread across the entire world. That is how all human beings are. A same world will automatically be created. So that is what some forces are fighting against. Because even when a same world is about to be created, even in you may see a man, maybe a man is stressed up, and the wife bring a matter. For the man not to get himself involved, you can say one harsh thing to go away from there. That harsh thing that the man is said at that time is a clue to the world of insanity that we are creating here. You see? That's why the same Salome that I quoted some time ago, not in our private discussion, I told you what Salome said. That so and so, this and that will always have, but blessed is the man who's this. Huh? Yes, sir. The same Salome said that if you have any important thing in this life you want to discuss with someone, you want to discuss with a person, and some people like to discuss something so as to free their mind. You want to discuss it with a person, and the thing is disturbing you, but you want somebody to have, you want to discuss it with a person, and you date it's a private thing, maybe with one person, it's a secret something. You want to confide it to some person. He said, you better go and confide it to your husband. He said, because in the first place, he's not even listening to you. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because so many men are stressed up. Many things. Do you know that some men are running away from discussion in their houses? And that leg they're using to run, unknown to them, they're creating a world of insanity. See, so you can imagine you can imagine a mother that gives birth, loves the child well, or a man and a woman in love. When you are in love with a woman, you think of her. That's the truth. I have said it. Or a child, a mother loves the child. That kind of, see how she feels. If she want to eat, you remember that child. Imagine that kind of frequency of consciousness envelops the whole world. We will not have insanity today. We won't even have poor people, because every rich man will have a budget for the less privileged. And the less privileged will no longer be a less privileged. So there will be balance. So lack of balance that we're experiencing in this world today is caused by interferences of advanced forces of darkness, who are feeding also from human pain, human sorrow, man's injustice to man, hate in any form. So in the chosen ones, let me make this final point now. The chosen ones are in the order of the last saviors of this world. All the chosen ones in light. There are currently chosen ones in light, and there are currently chosen ones that are in darkness. The chosen ones in darkness, all of them, will be released from the clutches of bondage all over the world.
Amen.
You see that? Those that have come, those that will come. And the chosen ones in light, they will continue to resist. But now, the ultimate mission is the formation of a new world, new heaven and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. That is the summary of the mystery of the chosen ones in our world. God bless the viewers.
Amen.